Good morning, Compass Bible Church, Treasure Valley. This is Jared Campbell, your Kids Ministry Director, and this is Family Bearings, where we take a look at what we learned last week, as well as what we're going to learn in this next week. And to look at Sunday from this last week, we read through John 1, 6 through 18, where we saw the incarnation of Christ. We saw the purpose of Christ coming down and who he is. And the book of John is amazing in that we see Jesus' authority, but we also see that Jesus is God. And so much of what we're going to be talking about is who is Jesus as we get ready for Christmas. One of the points that we saw on Sunday was see and know God through Christ. And it's this idea that, you have so many people that have said, well, I've never seen God. I don't see God. Where's this God that you're talking about? But we see him in creation, but ultimately we also see him through Christ and the work that he did here. And we have the testimony, the testaments. We have all the information we need about Christ through the Gospels, through the Bible. And so we see God through Christ. How do we know God? Well, Christ, his son, came down and he did something pretty amazing. And that's, like I said, as we get closer to Christmas, something we should be excited about, something we should be talking to the kids about. And then this next Sunday, we're going to be looking at Matthew 2, 1 through 18, and how the magi came from the east and they worshiped Jesus. And we're going to be talking about going to Jesus, how Jesus came to us and how we go to him, seeking him because he sought us first, loving him because he loved us first, as well as just going through the Christmas story, which brings me to the 24th. So Christmas Eve, we're going to have a lesson on Luke 2, so the first half of Luke 2, and we're going to be reading about, once again, the story of Jesus' birth, how he was born in a manger in Bethlehem and why that happened, some of the backdrop to that, as well as working our way into the angels as they sing glory to God in the field, and the shepherds that see this, and then the shepherds that actually go to Mary, they go to Jesus, kind of like the magi, and they worship God along their way. So they bring glory to God. And so over this next week and a half, really emphasizing the story of Christ and how he was born, as well as who he is. Because why do we celebrate Jesus? Why would we celebrate the birth of this person? It's because of who he is, that he is much more than the world knows. He is God incarnate. And we can celebrate what he did on earth for us. Now, as we go into this next year, some things in kids ministry are going to start changing, and one of those changes is going to be that pre-K, or 4s and 5s, through 2nd grade is going to be taught in their classrooms. So they used to be taught in this lobby, and they did worship out here. Worship is going to stay the same. They're going to do worship out in this space, but then they're going to start doing their lessons in the classrooms with their teachers, making it a little bit more of a small, intimate setting, around 15 to 20 kids, instead of what could have been 90. And so we're going to start to kind of focus on that classroom setting January 4th and then moving forward. And so that's it for today's Family Bearings. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.